In this video, I'm going to give you my take as a 71-year-old woman on what constitutes key pieces in my wardrobe for autumn 2025. I've got jumpers, sweaters, jeans, footwear, undergarments and bras to show you, and I'll be modelling them all as well. Yes, even the bras. So sit back and relax while I talk you through my key autumn basics for 2025. Oh, and hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Des, I'm 71, and I love to talk about all things beauty, fashion and lifestyle for the over 50, 60 and over 70 woman. So let's start with bras. Now, those of you who watched my channel before might remember that last year I did a bra video, or at least it was an undergarment video, focusing mostly on bras and the fact that I could not find a decent bra that wasn't underwired that would support my quite large chest. Because my chest is double F, but I have a narrow back, so my band measurement is 30 inches and my cup size is double F. Now that causes a problem for me because any non-underwired bras tend to create what I call migrating bosoms, in that after a while the cup stops supporting you and the bosoms start to migrate underneath the band. And we don't want that now, do we? So when this company Comfily contacted me, and by the way, this video is not sponsored, they contacted me and asked me if I would like to try their bras in exchange for a 5-minute segment on a video. And I didn't at first agree because I was quite skeptical, having done that video last year and not found any decent bra at all. I then looked around YouTube and I did see that Nisha of Stay Fabulous with Nisha had done a sponsored video with them, and she was extolling their virtue. So I thought, well, if she likes them, I think it's worth a try for me. And so I agreed. And they sent me 3 bras. So we've got this one with the scalloped edges in black, and this is called the Airlight Breathable Bra. Then we've got the Zero Gravity Bra. And finally, we've got another Zero Gravity, but this one has some mesh above the cut, and it's a 2 colorway bra. And by the way, they all come in different colors. Everything will be down below for you in the description box with links and a discount code, which I'll come to in a sec. So I wondered what on earth was different about these bras as compared to the ones I tried last year. Well, one of the things seems to be that they contain a lot more spandex than the industry standard, and more than the Uniqlo t-shirt bras that I was wearing last year. So 45%, which is much higher. Spandex is what we in Britain call elastane. So they have a lot more stretch than your average bra. Now you might think, well, that's not going to be much cop in terms of keeping my bosoms in place, but it really seems to do the trick. I think it's a combination between the elastane and these jelly strips. Now I think these are the jelly strips here, and these really do seem to hold you in, but it's all part of this real stretch and support. Now inside are these cups, which I suppose you could remove if you wanted to, although why you would, I don't know, because as you can see, it is giving me a nice shape. I think it's supporting my breasts. It's not pressing them down and making me look as though I'm trying to minimize my bust size, but it's not making them look super big either. So I think it's really contouring my breasts, if you like, contouring my bosom. So giving me a nice separated, contoured, supported bosom without looking like I'm trying to enhance them in any way or minimize them in any way. But the key thing you want to know is, did I get a migrating bosom? And the answer is no. Now I tried the hooks on different settings, as it were, so tightest to lightest, and even on the loosest fitting, I still didn't get migrating boobs, which I think is quite incredible. And if you really want to go loose, you get an extra set of hooks if you really wanted a very loose band. Now that brings me to measurements, and I was quite skeptical about the measuring tool because you're supposed to measure across your chest and then you measure under your bust, and then you put those 2 sizes in and it comes up with the size, and it came up with a size small, which I was slightly concerned about because I know Nisha came up with a medium, and I was thinking, well, if she's a medium and I'm a small, how does that work? She looks so tiny. However, she said medium was great for her, and I have to say the size small is perfect for me. It fits my cup size, it fits my band size, and it's super comfortable. And I am now a huge fan of Comfily bras. Now I have a discount code, it's 15% if you use the links down in the description box. I'll put the code on the screen, it's DES15. Now the prices are pretty keen, I would say they're around about £36 I think per bra, which is pretty reasonable if you compare it to other bras in that sort of bra space, if you want to call it that, certainly compared to some of the ones I tried last year. Now just to let you know, those links might default to the dollar price, but if you scroll down to the bottom and you want to change country to say UK, you just click on the country icon and choose whichever country you're in, and then the prices will be shown in that currency. So thank you so much Comfily for sending me these bras. As I say, this video is not sponsored, but I am now a huge fan. Right, let's now move on to undergarments. So what do I mean by undergarments? Well, I mean leggings, which I wear underneath my jeans, and I also mean tops, which I wear under my shirts or jumpers. Now, last year I was mostly wearing as an undergarment the Intimissimi Cashmere long-sleeved, I suppose they're long-sleeve vests really, and I did really like them. And actually one of my closest friends bought me a couple, one of which is a gorgeous leopard print, and it's lovely and it's so soft. It's almost like almost like gossamer, it's so soft, but they're quite pricey, and also their necks are quite high. So if you want to disguise the fact that you're wearing an undergarment, you can't with those, because unless you're wearing a polo neck, it's going to show above your top. So if I had it on today, you would see it right here. However, I've now found an equivalent with a scoop neck, and it's this one by Uniqlo. Now I bought this in 3 colours. I was so enamoured of it because they're only, I think, £25. So they're a good £15 cheaper, I think, than the Intimissimis. And they do contain a little bit of cashmere, but it's only 8%. But oh my gosh, they're so soft and comfortable. And because they've got a scoop neck, they're not going to show underneath a jumper if you don't want them to, of course. Now they do a high necked version, but I'm really loving these scoop necks at the moment. I love them so much, I actually bought 3. So I've got this one, this sort of slightly camel-y colour, I suppose you'd call it. And then this one. Now I am a little bit disappointed with this, because really I would call that grey, and I don't think they do call that grey. I've forgotten what they call it. Uniqlo have funny names for their colour. This to me looks like grey, and I wish they did it in white, but for some reason or other they don't. But it's still useful. So I absolutely love these. And I also love the leggings, and I bought myself a new pair. I've actually got about 3 or 4 pairs already. Now these are also Heattech, so the tops are Heattech and these are Heattech, and they do have different grades of Heattech. There's a sort of ultra Heattech, which are really warm. I think these are the sort of medium grade, as it were, Heattech, and I'll put all the details down below for you, of course, and all the links. But these are the soft equivalent of the tops, I would say, except they don't have cashmere in them. But they're light enough to wear under jeans. Like I say, I'm wearing them today underneath my jeans, and I just find that they give me that extra warmth and that extra softness, because jeans are great and I love them, and I'm going to talk about them a bit later. But especially if they're a bit loose, they're not going to keep you warm, are they? Or not as warm as you might like, especially in the wilds of Suffolk where I am now. So I think wearing leggings underneath for me helps to give me that extra warmth, even if I don't need it on the top. So today I've actually got the leggings on, but I haven't got anything underneath this very nice Uniqlo shirt. So undergarments are a crucial autumn basic for me. Now let's talk about cashmere, and I cannot manage in the autumn, winter, or even most of the year round without cashmere. It is one of my favourite fabrics, if not my favourite fabric. In fact, I can't wear most other wools next to my skin. I'd love to be able to wear mohair. I'd love to be able to wear, what's the other one? Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of it, which I bought last year and the year before and the year before that, thinking I could get away with wearing it, but I cannot. It's too itchy for my skin. The only thing I can wear that's comfortable next to my skin is cashmere. And of course it is pricey, we know that, but it is absolutely fantastic, and you really only need, say, 1 or 2 cashmere jumpers, I think, to see you through autumn, winter and spring actually. So I thought I'd show you all the cashmere jumpers I have and tell you what I think is good about them while I model them for you. Now if you're new to my channel, you won't know how addicted I am to the cashmere hoodies by Quince. But I'm not going to bore on about them because I go on about them all the time on this channel. I'm just going to link them down below for you if you don't know them, but they are my absolute favourite go-to all year round hoodie actually. And I have them in 3 colourways. The links will be down below for you. I absolutely love them. I wish they did one in black, but weirdly they don't do black. I don't know why that is. They also do a light grey, and they are my absolute go-tos, and I wear them all the time. However, they are for a casual lifestyle. They're not for looking a bit smarter. So let me talk you through some of the others. And I've got quite a few, so I'm going to talk through them one by one. So the first one is this ridiculously expensive H&M Parker navy blue jumper, which I bought last year. Now, I was a bit bamboozled by them. I think they were about £300. I don't think actually that the cashmere is worth quite that much, but it is a really good quality and it's very heavy. Now, I don't know about ply because unfortunately not all the brands' websites talk about ply, and I know that's a concern of some of you. In fact, one particular subscriber contacted me and asked me about the ply of the Quince hoodies, and I don't know it, and I'm going to have to ask Quince because it's not mentioned on their site, and I'm not sure I know about the ply on all the others either. But I suppose what I'm interested in particularly is the thickness or the thinness of the cashmere, and also whether the knit is large or small. So for example, on the hoodies, the knit is quite loose. However, because it's ribbed, I don't think the larger knit causes a problem, and certainly they've lasted me very well so far, so I don't think that really is an issue. But with this one you can see that the knit is very fine. You can't see any loops or anything, and it feels very heavy as well. And I think H&M Parker does give quite a good account of its cashmere self, as it were, on the site. But would I recommend H&M Parker again? Probably not. I think they're a little bit on the pricey side. Now, turning to a finer knit, this is one of the H&M Premium jumpers, and I've got a couple actually. I think these are all about 115. This is a greige, and what I really like about these is they do last really well. They wash really well. Oh, and by the way, I must mention with the Quince hoodies, do not put them in the washing machine because they will shrink. It happened to me and I regret it terribly. It happened with my light grey one and I just ruined it. So I should have read the instructions. I'm always a bit slapdash. Because you can machine wash these, I just thought, oh, I can machine wash any of my cashmere jumpers. But no, you cannot do that with those hoodies. Do not put them in the machine. Otherwise you will live to regret it. But these you can put in the machine, and I have done that. And they also don't pill terribly badly, but if they do pill, they're really easy to look after. And I'm going to show you my cashmere comb in a moment because it really does work a treat. I know there's also the mechanical one that's got batteries, but actually I find the comb works the best. Now this one is by Arket. I've had this for ages. Again, I think this is machine washable, but always check the label and don't put in the machine if in any doubt. Now this again has lasted me very well. This is about 3 or 4 years old, I think, and I like it because it's loose and comfortable, and it's a bit heavier than the H&M's but a bit lighter than the H&M Parker. Now this is a Cos cashmere jumper, which again I think I bought a couple of years ago and very on trend with the burgundy. It's an interesting style. It probably isn't a style that I would choose again because it's got very long sleeves and very ribbed as well, and so they do kind of flap about a bit on me, but it's a heavy gauge. It's a bit more like the H&M Parker jumper, and again, it's got that sort of loose style, which only really suits me if I wear tighter fitting jeans. You don't really want a loose bottom, so to speak, if you're wearing these. But I do like it, and I had thought about selling it, but I don't think I will, partly because I like the burgundy colour. Now this one, and I've actually got 2 of these. This is from Lilysilk, and I bought these ages ago, and I was going to sell this one because I wasn't sure about the colour. But actually, I think it's okay. I'm kind of warming, as it were, to slightly warmer colours. And this is not too warm, so I think it does suit me. Now, this washes really well, by the way. This washes in the machine. In fact, I like it because it's shrunk a tiny bit, which suits me because it was a little bit on the long side. Now, I have got a black one of these as well, but the moths got to it. Oh, despite all my precautions, the moths got to it. But that's not to say I'm going to chuck it, because of course I can darn it. Not brilliantly, but I can darn it. So I do really like these, but I don't think they're doing them anymore. I think they've stopped doing them. I think they only do them with zips, which is a real shame. Again, the knit is not as fine as the H&M, but finer than the H&M Parker and the Cos. And again, very, very soft and comfortable. And then finally, a new discovery for me, and this I bought last weekend when I was in London for my birthday. And this is a mango cashmere jumper, and oh my gosh, I really love it. I love it because it's a bit boxy. Actually, that was the thing I forgot to say to you. I really like the Chinty and Parker style because it was a bit boxy with the slits at the side, but actually I think this is an even better fit for me. And this comes in lots of colours. I think it was £120, so not a bad price. I would say this is slightly warmer than the Fine Knit by H&M, in that sort of medium knit, but not as heavy as the Cos, but very stylish. And I think this may be more of a slightly smarter knit. Now I got this in a small, but I don't know if I'd got it in a medium, maybe it would have been a little bit more slouchy, but I absolutely love it, and it's gorgeously warm and cozy, and I think it looks really nice with the black jeans, which we're going to talk about in a sec. Now the only two I haven't mentioned are the men's Uniqlo cashmere jumpers, and they're roll necks, and I bought them 2 or 3 years ago I think, and I really like the quality and the style of the men's polo necks better than the women's. The women's all seemed to be in sort of pastel colours or colours that didn't attract me, whereas the men's were more neutral, and that's what I was looking for at the time. But the quality of the cashmere, Uniqlo cashmere, is really good, I think. So that's worth looking into, particularly if you're looking for roll necks, but we're not in roll neck season yet, so that's why I haven't shown them to you, because autumn isn't really roll neck season here. I think that might come in the winter. So that is all my cashmere jumpers, and cashmere is an absolute basic for me for autumn 2025. Now let's talk about jeans, the fourth basic piece in my wardrobe, or pieces, because I have quite a few. Now I'm not going to talk about all the jeans I've got, because I did a dedicated jeans video, which I'll link down below for you, where I talked about the new style of jeans that I brought into my wardrobe. But I do want to mention another 2 styles that I've just brought in last weekend when I went to London. Yes, I went a little bit mad. And you will be surprised to learn, those of you who know me, that I've gone for wide leg jeans, but honestly they are a revelation, because I chose ankle grazing wide leg jeans in short. Honestly, I am so delighted with them. I got them in black. Those were the first pair I tried on in one of the Marks and Spencer stores I visited in London. I got them in a size 10. I was going to get a 12 because I'm a 12 in all my other Marks and Spencer's jeans, but they didn't have a 12. So I thought, oh, well, I'll just try the 10 on. And honestly, they fitted. I mean, yes, I'm a little bit bulgy around my hips, but I am anyway. And I think they look really good. I'm so delighted with them. And then the following day, I thought I'd pop back to Marks and see if I could find a blue denim pair. Now, unfortunately, they didn't have them in a 10. They only had them in a 12. So I decided to buy them anyway. And I think they might be a little bit on the baggy side, but I think I can make them work. I really love the style. I really think that having what they're calling an ankle grazer, even on me, and getting the size short, they're not that much above my ankle, but they are a little bit. I think they really suit my shape. And I'm so delighted with them. They're very comfortable, and I'm absolutely delighted with them. As I am also delighted with this other pair. Now these are the ones that I showed briefly in last week's vlog just before I went to London, and they are the pair Una, so they're a little bit more expensive. They're £45. Now I know they look a little bit baggy on me, but honestly they're so comfortable. They're in a 12. I mean, maybe if I got a 10, I suppose they might fit a little bit better, but I love the fact that the waistband is so baggy, because we don't always want to wear tight jeans. If I'm at home, if I'm not wearing leggings but I want to pop out, these are the jeans I'm reaching for. And I like the turn-ups. I think they look fashionable and they are super comfortable. And as we advance in age, we want to be comfortable. Yes, we want to be stylish, but we want to be comfortable. So we know that we can ditch the heels, for example. We don't need to wear high heels. We don't need to totter about. We did all that in our 40s and 50s. Those days are long gone, unless you love a heel, of course. But we don't have to do that. And similarly, if we want to wear a loose waistband, we can. So I'm just recommending these if you fancy something a bit more slouchy and comfortable. These are really, really good jeans. And finally, the final key piece in my wardrobe, or key pieces, are boots and trainers. Now I've been wearing trainers most of the year, but in the summer I do tend to wear Birkenstocks or sandals. But in the autumn, I'm going to bring out my boots. So I have just purchased these Marks and Spencer's faux leather boot. Now they are pricey, they are £76, but oh my gosh, are they comfortable. They've got the faux lace up, so you can just step into them. I love the fact that they're in brown, chocolate brown. They've got rubber soles. I haven't decided whether I'm going to keep them yet, but I do think they look really good with the black Lily jeans, don't you? I mean, yes, I've got my Clark's suede boots, which I bought a couple of years ago, my kind of bother boots as I call them. These are a bit bother boots as well, aren't they? So I don't know whether I can justify spending 76 quid on these, because I don't know whether I would wear them on a regular basis, but I think they're so super stylish, and boots are definitely what I need to wear in the autumn. And of course they keep your ankles warm, which is really important to me. These are the Clark's ones. And as you can see, the toes are quite similar, because toes have become really important to me. Toes of boots, that is, because I'm finding it quite important to make sure that the leg of my jeans works with the toe of my boot. Does that sound like a load of, I don't know, but I think it's part of that silhouette of narrow, wide, narrow, or wide, narrow, wide. So for example, with these boots, I would not wear my wide leg jeans because I don't think that would look quite right, not on me anyway. So I would wear these with the narrow Lily jeans. However, my Puma Palermos I think look really good with the wide leg jeans. Now the only boots, and I know these boots have been really Marmite and divisive when I bought them last year, these ones from Mango, I don't know if they're still available, I'll have to check. I will link them down below for you if they are. Some of you loved them, some of you hated them. I think actually because they're not that wide, they look good with the wide leg jeans. They definitely wouldn't look good with narrow jeans because they're not wide enough, I think, to really make a difference. But I think they do work with the wide legs. Let me know what you think. So I'm trying to lean into that silhouette look and try to just be more stylish. I am going to be doing some shopping my closet, styling my current wardrobe videos as well, because I think I really need to think about those when I'm always scrabbling around for something to wear. So for example, I have got an occasion to go to, on the 1st of November, I'm going to a 50th birthday party in London. It's a lunch and I want to look stylish, so I'm definitely going to be thinking about what I'm going to wear for that. So I will be doing some outfit styling videos soon. So that's it. Do let me know in the comments whether any of these things resonate with you. What are your key pieces for autumn? What do you wear on repeat in the autumn? That's really what this is about, what I wear on repeat. Perhaps I should have titled the video that. Let me know in the comments and let's have a chat. So thank you so much for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe before you leave if you haven't already. I also have a newsletter if you'd like to hear more from me, and the link to subscribe to that is in the description box below. And thank you so much for watching. It means the absolute world to me, it really does. And I hope you're all doing really well, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video on Wednesday. Bye!